I'll begin with a detailed paraphrase and analysis of The Richest Man in Babylon. I'll start by expanding each chapter's content, summarizing the key principles, and providing explanations, examples, and insights. Introduction. The setting of Babylon. Babylon was the wealthiest city of the ancient world, known for its grandeur, prosperity, and massive fortifications. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, resilience, and resourcefulness, built in the middle of the desert without any significant natural resources except the Euphrates River. The city's wealth was not just a result of geographical fortune, but the financial wisdom and disciplined practices of its people. Babylon stands as a metaphor for wealth and success in The Richest Man in Babylon, emphasizing the importance of mastering financial principles to achieve economic security. The book's focus is on the timeless nature of wealth creation. The financial struggles people face today were faced by the Babylonians, and the lessons they learned hold as much value today as they did thousands of years ago. The book emphasizes that wealth is not a matter of luck or inheritance, but about knowledge, discipline, and wise decisions. Chapter 1. The Man Who Desired Gold. The story begins with Bansir, a humble chariot builder in Babylon. Although Bansir has worked hard throughout his life, he finds himself poor and dissatisfied, struggling to meet the demands of daily life. His friend Kobe, a musician, shares similar concerns, lamenting that despite years of work, they remain as poor as when they started. The two men realize they need guidance on how to accumulate wealth, as their hard work alone has not been enough to lift them from poverty. This epiphany leads them to seek the advice of Arkad, a childhood friend who has become the richest man in Babylon. Arkad's success is attributed not to luck, but to his application of wise financial practices. They decide to ask Arkad to share his secrets for building wealth. This chapter introduces the central idea that many people desire wealth, but lack the knowledge of how to achieve it. It serves as a prelude to the valuable lessons Arkad will teach them, setting the stage for a broader exploration of financial wisdom. Chapter 2. The Richest Man in Babylon. Arkad begins to tell his story, explaining how he started as a poor scribe. Early in his life, Arkad also desired wealth but did not know how to achieve it. He worked diligently, but his income was barely enough to meet his expenses. One day, he met Algamish, a wealthy moneylender, who changed the course of his life by offering Arkad some sage financial advice in exchange for helping him with a task. Algamish taught Arkad the first and most important principle of wealth creation: a part of all you earn is yours to keep. This simple lesson became the foundation of Arkad's financial success. Algamish advised Arkad to save at least 1/10 of his income, suggesting that the path to wealth begins with the habit of saving. Arkad initially struggled to implement this lesson, as he, like most people, found it difficult to resist spending. However, over time, he disciplined himself to live on less than he earned, setting aside a portion of his income. With his savings, Arkad began to make wise investments, further increasing his wealth. Arkad's story highlights the importance of understanding and mastering the basic principles of personal finance: saving, investing, and avoiding reckless spending. He explains that true wealth comes not from sudden windfalls, but from consistent habits and intelligent financial planning. Chapter 3. The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. Arkad is asked by the king of Babylon to share his financial wisdom with the people of the city. In response, Arkad delivers a series of lectures outlining 7 key principles, known as the 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. These principles are designed to help anyone improve their financial standing. 1. Start thy purse to fattening. Save at least 1/10 of your income. This is the foundational rule of wealth accumulation. Regardless of how much one earns, the habit of saving is key. Arkad emphasizes that no one can get rich without first learning to save. 2. Control thy expenditures. Differentiate between needs and desires. Many people mistakenly believe they need to spend all their income, but Arkad teaches that careful budgeting allows one to live within their means while still saving. 3. Make thy gold multiply. Invest wisely. Merely saving money is not enough. To grow wealth, one must invest in ventures that will generate returns. Arkad encourages making investments that will compound and grow over time. 4. Guard thy treasures from loss. Avoid risky investments and seek advice from knowledgeable people. Arkad warns against investing in schemes that promise quick riches, as they often lead to financial ruin. Instead, one should make informed and calculated decisions. 5. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Own your home. Renting is seen as an ongoing expense with no return, while owning property can build equity and eventually reduce living costs. 6. Ensure a future income. Plan for retirement and old age. Arkad advises making provisions for the future so that one can live comfortably in later years without financial worry. 7. Increase thy ability to earn. Continuously improve your skills and knowledge. Arkad stresses that the most valuable asset is the ability to earn, and one should constantly strive for personal and professional growth. These 7 principles serve as a blueprint for anyone looking to escape financial hardship and build lasting wealth. Arkad's advice focuses on discipline, patience, and making informed financial decisions, all of which are timeless practices for wealth creation. Chapter 4. The 5 Laws of Gold. In this chapter, Arkad tells the story of Nomasir, his son, to whom he gives a bag of gold and a tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold. Nomasir is instructed to return in 10 years and report on how he used the gold and the lessons he learned. Nomasir, like many young men, initially made several poor decisions, quickly losing his gold through reckless spending and bad investments. However, by reflecting on the 5 laws of gold and learning from his mistakes, Nomasir was able to rebuild his wealth. The 5 laws of gold are: 1. Gold cometh gladly, and in increasing quantity, to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This echoes the first principle of saving, ensuring that wealth begins with the habit of setting aside a portion of income. 2. Gold laboureth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. When invested wisely, money grows and multiplies over time. 3. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner, who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. Safe and informed investments are key to protecting and growing wealth. 4. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. One should avoid investments in unfamiliar or speculative ventures. 5. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings or who follows the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers. High-risk, high-reward ventures often lead to financial loss, and one should avoid schemes that promise unrealistic returns. These laws reinforce the importance of caution, patience, and wisdom in managing wealth. They stress the idea that wealth must be both actively protected and thoughtfully grown. Chapter 5. The Gold Lender of Babylon. This chapter introduces Mathon, a gold lender, who offers insight into the principles of lending and borrowing. Mathon's story underscores the risks associated with lending, particularly to those with poor financial habits or intentions. Mathon explains that lending money is not simply an act of kindness, but a calculated decision. He shares his philosophy that only those with the means to repay should be trusted with loans. Lending to people who are likely to default not only results in financial loss, but also harms relationships. He also highlights that borrowers should have a clear plan for how they will repay their loans, as borrowing without a plan often leads to long-term financial hardship. Through Mathon's example, the chapter emphasizes responsibility in both lending and borrowing, encouraging readers to be cautious in extending credit or taking on debt. Chapter 6. The Walls of Babylon. In this chapter, Clason uses the story of Babylon's walls as a metaphor for financial protection. Babylon was famous for its massive and impenetrable walls, which kept the city safe from invaders. These walls represent the security that one must build around their financial life to protect against unexpected dangers, such as economic downturns, illness, or emergencies. The story follows an attack on Babylon, where the city's inhabitants take refuge behind its formidable walls. The attacking armies are relentless, but the walls hold strong, symbolizing the idea that wise financial planning can safeguard one's wealth from external threats. The lesson here is that wealth needs to be protected, just as the people of Babylon were protected by their walls. This means creating financial safeguards such as insurance, emergency funds, and secure investments. Clason encourages readers to build a wall around their finances that can withstand any potential financial crisis. This chapter emphasizes the importance of having a safety net to protect against unexpected expenses or losses. Without such defenses, even the most well-built financial plans can collapse under pressure. Chapter 7. The Camel Trader of Babylon. The story of Dabasir, the camel trader, illustrates the importance of personal responsibility and integrity when dealing with debt. Dabasir once found himself drowning in debt, unable to meet his obligations. His reckless spending and failure to manage his finances left him in a desperate situation, leading him to be sold into slavery. While in slavery, Dabasir reflects on his life and vows to regain his freedom and dignity. He realizes that his financial troubles were the result of his own poor decisions, and that only by taking responsibility for his actions could he turn his life around. Dabasir escapes from slavery and returns to Babylon, where he begins a disciplined plan to repay his debts, no matter how small the payments. Through hard work and consistent effort, Dabasir eventually clears his debts and rebuilds his financial life. This story highlights the importance of acknowledging one's financial mistakes, taking responsibility, and making a solid plan for repayment. Dabasir's journey is one of redemption, where financial discipline and personal integrity are key to overcoming hardship. The lesson here is that financial missteps, such as falling into debt, are not irreparable, but they require discipline, a plan, and the determination to follow through. Chapter 8. The Clay Tablets from Babylon. This chapter takes a modern twist, involving the discovery of ancient Babylonian clay tablets that contain valuable lessons on personal finance. In the narrative, a group of archaeologists uncovers these tablets, which offer instructions remarkably similar to the financial wisdom taught by Akkad in earlier chapters. The tablets outline basic principles such as the importance of saving, avoiding debt and reckless spending, making wise investments, taking care of one's future through careful financial planning. These tablets reinforce the core lessons from previous chapters and show that the principles of sound financial management have been recognized for thousands of years. The universality of these lessons is emphasized, illustrating that while times and tools may change, the basic rules of money remain the same. The discovery of these ancient tablets is a reminder that financial wisdom is timeless, and the lessons that guided the Babylonians can still lead to success today. Chapter 9. The Luckiest Man in Babylon. In this chapter, the story shifts to Sharu-Nada, who was once a slave but became a wealthy merchant through perseverance and smart financial decisions. Charu Nada's journey is one of transformation, beginning in hardship and ending in success. The story illustrates that wealth is not a matter of luck, but the result of wise decisions, hard work, and the willingness to seize opportunities. Charu Nada started with nothing but his determination, taking small, consistent steps toward improving his situation. Throughout his life, Charu Nada practiced the principles of saving, investing wisely, and working diligently. By doing so, he was able to escape the bonds of slavery and become one of the most successful merchants in Babylon. The lesson of this chapter is that success is often a matter of mindset and consistent effort. Charu Nada's rise from slavery to wealth was not due to any extraordinary luck, but because he applied basic financial principles, worked hard, and stayed focused on his goals. This story reinforces the idea that wealth is not just for the lucky or privileged. It is accessible to anyone who is willing to learn, work hard, and make intelligent decisions. Conclusion: timeless financial wisdom. The Richest Man in Babylon is more than just a collection of parables. It is a guide to financial independence. The key takeaways are: save at least 10% of your income. Spend wisely and avoid unnecessary luxuries. Invest in ventures that are safe and offer steady returns. Guard against financial loss by being cautious and informed. Build a safety net for the future, ensuring financial stability in old age. Continuously improve your skills and knowledge to increase your earning potential. The book teaches that wealth is not a mystery or a matter of luck, but the result of disciplined, intelligent financial choices. It offers practical, simple advice that anyone, regardless of their background, can follow to achieve financial success. By applying these principles, readers can build their own Babylon of financial security and prosperity.